That's right. With the sun rising, it's time to move. Even the cats know
that it's day 95 of 100 days of making comics, and now it's time for the music. Ah! Hey, I'm in the car.
It's about 8:15. I wanted to be there by 8, so I'm running late, but I've only had about 3, maybe 4 hours sleep, so whatever. The show opens at 11. I just wanted extra time to get all set up, but it's kind of a small show, and I'm by myself, which actually could take me less time and more time in a weird way. I don't know. I'm probably not making sense. Point is, I'm leaving a little late, but I'm okay. I'll be there about 8:45. I can feel like there was a yawn coming on. I don't know if you noticed that, but I was like, hey, and I'll be there. Anyway, I gotta drive. But I'll see you at the show, buddies!
Well, the good news is there's still parking in the cheap, quote-unquote, lot, which means it's $7 a day instead of $20 or whatever it is. I also see a food truck right here. Now, last year I saw a truck here, and I made the mistake of waiting until lunchtime to go and see what they have. So I think I'm gonna go get my badge, pay for parking, get my badges, set up, and then see if they have coffee or something. I did bring some soda and water, but I'm gonna be here till 7, and that bowl of cereal and cup of coffee probably won't hold me over in terms of food and caffeine, but I gotta pay for parking. All right, it's 8:45, I'm inside, so obviously I'm not that much later than I thought, and I would say less than half the vendors are even here, so I'm in good shape. My booth is right there, so pointing there, next to this person, and I am third from the front, entrance in the middle, so this is actually a better spot than I had last year. It looks like it's set up smaller this year. It's in the same place, but they might have condensed it more, which could be good or bad, we'll see. Yeah, I'm really curious how this is gonna go, but I'm gonna load up now. So I had my whole setup narrowed down to 1 trip. Now that I have the standee, which is the big cardboard thing, it pretty much has to be 2 trips, which is not the end of the world. But it's amazing to me, I have the hand cart right here, and it's amazing to me how many years I did this without a hand cart. Now, at one point I only had like 1 or 2 boxes of stuff, but even then that's 2 trips and I'd be tired, and like, hand cart is essential if you're gonna do this stuff. They're not expensive, you can get one for 30 bucks. Now this is a newer one I have, it's not a folding one. I got it at Walmart, but the last one I got at Home Depot or Lowe's. And the folding one is good if you're going on an airplane or on a trip. It's good for easy storage in your house, and it takes up less room in your car or the bus or train or whatever. This one costs about the same, doesn't fold up, so it's a little bit more cumbersome, but it's so much easier. It holds everything better. It has more strength to hold the heavier stuff, including the wire mesh things. Also, it doesn't wobble. It's just super secure. I can lay it all the way down. I could stand for having a second bungee cord, but other than that, it's just a million times easier.
So you can see here, I have my comics that will be for commissions. I have a couple examples that are for sale and some blank ones. I have what's left of my buttons. I'm still waiting on a restock. I have all my prints in the book, the large ones and the small ones, which don't look as good. I might have to reformat that, but definitely condensing down 1 book is a good idea. I've got my prices here, a couple examples of sketches, again, that I'll sell, but they're there for examples. And this is the big change over here. I have the horror setup. I used to have all in bags and boards and then 1 demo copy. Now I've got some bags and boards, so if I sell, I hand people this one, I have this one up, and then I have these that people can flip through, which could potentially get damaged, but I feel like I'm gonna switch it up. And then over here I have the stickers and the buttons to just kind of create a whole section. And then of course the standee, and then if you look here, I have my print, and then below it I actually hung up 2 issues of the comic to really just make people notice I have a comic. And then I have my prints up here, and I'm trying to have most of the Godzilla stuff with just a little bit of Turtles and Sentai mixed in, because those are the main things I focus on. And of course I have a few duplicates over on the side and 1 Star Wars one down there. That's just so people can catch it on the side. I have 1 little thing on top. I usually have 1 on that side too, but again, I don't want to draw away from the horror branding. And then, again, here's like my little art station in the middle for doing commissions, killing time, whatever. Oh, and I also have Kid Switch. Keith Gleason, the creator and writer of Kid Switch, sent me 10 copies to sell. So I've done the similar thing where I prop one up, I have 1 people can flip through, and then I have the others down there. So, well, I certainly have the prints up, and that's sort of where I'll hopefully make my table money back. And I have my commission section set up and all this stuff. I'm devoting half or close to half just to the horror and comics and that sort of thing. And this is what I want to do going forward, assuming I have a whole table. The next show I won't have a whole table, so that'll be different, but this is what I'm going for now. I am thinking about pinning up some prints here, but the problem is the only horror print I have right now is that one, and it might start to get a little redundant. I've also thought I might invest in the next Kickstarter in a stretch goal for a table runner.
A table runner being kind of a pre-printed cloth thing that would say the Horror, Gazbot, whatever, so I wouldn't have to worry about setting something up right there. I have about 45 minutes till the show opens and I'm completely set up. So I'm walking out the front door. There's a coffee shop right around the block. Last time I was here, I ended up walking really far and it took me forever to get there and get back. It was the Starbucks that was like in the middle of a, office center that took forever to find. But this is a no name, an off-brand, just some regular coffee shop up here. And that whole setup took me about an hour and a half. That's not counting loading in and stuff. That's from like the time I had everything in the room to build it and put it up, which is a little bit longer than normal, but not as bad as I thought it would be, because there was a lot of figuring out a new setup, but the new setup entailed less actual work. So we'll see how it goes. For those that don't know, I did this show, I've done this show several times before, but specifically I did it last year, and I did a video with tips and tricks on, tabling and conventions, and this was the show. And I'll put a link below to that, which, I go into detail about everything, but I didn't do particularly well that show. And I'm hoping I do better this show, obviously, but last show I did not have my comic. This show I do, and this is the Alternative Press Expo, and that's what it's supposed to be all about. So I'll be okay if I don't make a lot of money. I mean, I don't want to lose money. I'd like to at least make my money back. But even if I lose money, if I sell a bunch of comics, I'll feel good about it, because that's kind of the point of this show. If I don't, I don't know, I might write this show off, because it's been around forever. I mean, at least since the 90s. When I lived on the East Coast, I knew about it. I flew out here once for my buddy was doing a comic, and I did a few pages in it. So I flew out here with him to go to the convention. And he used to be in these cool convention centers in San Francisco, and right in the middle of town, people would get walk-through traffic. And then it got moved, and it was like in this warehouse dock area, which was less accessible, but kind of had a cool hipster indie secret vibe to it, at least, and it was kind of pretty, but you didn't get any walk-in traffic because unless people knew to go there, they weren't going to go there. Now we're in downtown San Jose, which is where we were last year, which brings back the potential walk-in traffic, the potential casual, oh, there's a thing going on traffic, but we're not in the main convention center, we're in that little Air Force hangar bay thing looking stuff. So last year there was not a lot of people. It wasn't just that there weren't sales, there just weren't a lot of people too. And it seems smaller every year, and yet the table prices have gone up every year. So I'm now paying the most I've paid for a table for potentially the least well advertised, the least exciting venue. I have heard from people that it seems to be good every other year. So maybe this is the good year and last year was the bad year, I don't know. I've never done amazingly well at these shows, but like I said, the prices are going up and my income is going down, whereas with other shows it's going up. So I know I'm doing something right. It's not, not me, not that I'm perfect, but if all my other shows in general, I've been earning more money and then this one I'm earning less, it's hard to think that's my fault. But, oh man, I just missed the light. Anyway, I think I'm starting to beat a dead horse. You get the idea? I hope I do better than I did last year. Here's the cafe. Coffee achieved and I'm heading back. It's cappuccino, of course. Look, I'm Nifk. That's me, Nifk. No. Attention, I have made an error. I did not bring my stack of change that I typically leave with my supplies, because the last show I had to divide it out because I had toy stuff and it got all mixed up, and then I pulled it aside and had 100 or so in change, like I usually do, put it on top of my desk, and it sat there for the last 4 days, 5 days. And when I left today, because also everything was already packed in the car for the most part, I didn't bring it. Now luckily I had some cash on me, and when I bought the cappuccino, I got the change from that 20, and I asked him if he'd give me singles for another 20, so I have 20 singles and then like a couple 5s and a 10, but that's it. So hopefully people have change. It's 12 minutes till opening. I'm back at my table, I have my coffees. A few people still setting up, but for the most part everyone's here, with the exception the people right next to me on the corner. It's a good corner booth, nobody there. Not even like a bag or something to show that they're kind of here. I have done plenty of shows where my neighbor doesn't show up, and after a while I just take over their table because it looks bad having an empty table, and why not use it? But these are weird booth setups where it's not the same as just sliding my stuff over. So I hope they show up, but if not, we'll see what happens.
What are we looking at? Well, we're looking at the back of the horror standee now that I've put the Velcro on one part of it. I had put it up using the old tape and it worked fine until about an hour into the show when it fell over, and then I was too busy to fix it, so now I'm on the floor fixing it.
It's about 12:30, I'm sorry, 1:30. Things started picking up around 12. It's been mildly busy, made a few sales. I did a coloring job over a Ron Lim sketch. Ron Lim, who is known primarily for the 90s run of Silver Surfer, among other things. And I used my Copics. It's something I've never did before. It was pretty fun. I will go ahead and show you the before and after here.
So as you can see, there are people here. It's not mobs, but there are a few people. People talking, people walking. They are the humans that like the comics.
It's 2 o'clock.
That's the front door, so as you can see, there's nobody really coming in. There's one person talking to the person next to me. Somebody that's been talking to them for a while. Hanging on back. And there's a few people back there. And that's it.
3:15, things have picked up a bit. It's still not crazy busy, but you can see there's a few people around. Sold a couple comics, I had a few sales, had a few good conversations. That is the good thing about these smaller shows, that you could actually have a decent conversation with people from time to time. I also, somebody came by with a school project that they interviewed me for, so there's that. That's been happening more often lately, which is fun. Yeah, I guess we'll check in again later. Oh, also I'm working on a headshot of Darkhawk, just for the heck of it.
Busier down here, but if I turn right, wow, look at all these empty tables. 1, 2, 3, 3 empty tables all right on top of each other. That is unfortunate. Another one, wow. So many people paying for tables and not showing up. I do not understand that. 2 more. That's unfortunate. I don't get that. I really don't. And then here we are at the back, where I will possibly have to buy food here, because I've waited so long that food truck might be gone. I'm also going to use the bathroom. Exciting!
Wow, it is surprisingly hot out, but next to the bathrooms, the food truck is still there. Success!
Yeah, food truck. You be a truck waiting for me.
Bag of chips, $1. Not amazing, but better than the prices inside. I would have preferred something like French fries or a grilled cheese sandwich or an egg salad sandwich, but this will do because I'm not going to be eating dinner until probably 8 o'clock, and I ate breakfast at 8 o'clock, so that's 12 hours. That's not good.
More the Explorer. See more empties. This is the middle row. This is the row I'm in. It looks busy-ish in the middle there. And then one more. I don't know if these tables were abandoned or were not filled. I'm gonna look to see if there's a row back here. No, there's not. So we're coming back up this row. Yeah. I can't tell if it's smaller than last year or not. And I do remember there being some empty tables last year, but I see a lot more empty tables that have banners on them. Well, some don't. Maybe that was taken down. I don't know. But you know, there's some good setups here that are here. I feel like they should have scooched. They should have scooched everybody down so that, you know, it would look. Oh, this guy. I know him. You.
Hey, see you again.
All right, 3:45, and that means lunchtime. Coke Zero, potato chips. Didn't remember to bring food, but I did remember doing my little cooler with 2 Coke Zeros that have caffeine and 1 that does not, so I'm not too wired up all day. So I'm gonna have this now, and this should get me through till 7, and then I leave. 5 o'clock, it slowed down a little bit, made a few sales, got a couple. I had the good thing of not having a ton of customers, but the ones I did buying multiple copies of prints. I've sold a few copies of the comic. Overall, the day has picked up and is doing better than I thought it would. Now, that doesn't mean we're doing gangbusters, but it's not terrible. It's 7:09, it's officially closed. If you look, most of the vendors are out of here. They started closing up early. The people across from me closed up an hour early. A lot of talk about the empty booths and the slowness. I ended up doing okay. I think I made table today. That's not great, but it's every year this show has gotten kind of less well attended, and they've raised the prices of the tables, and there's a lot of talk of people not coming back next year, myself included. I'm hoping tomorrow's good, because it's a tradition in the small press, you know, world. And like when I was in New Jersey, it was a big deal, you know, and it's local to me, so I want the show to do well, but it's just depressing when nobody walks by my table for 20 minutes. So we'll see what happens. Sitting online waiting for Chick-fil-A with a red face and a I keep trying to eat it, but it moves. Yes, this is a long line. That's what I'm saying. Hey, look. The thing I always fear would happen with this case has happened. Copics everywhere. Copics, Copics, Copics. I'll pick them up now, I guess. Hey, I'm back. Picked up dinner on the way home, ate dinner, watched a little TV with Q, caught up on some Power Rangers Dino Charge, caught up on some Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue, and now I'm so tired. It's, wow, it's 10. I didn't realize it was that late. Not that that's late for me normally, but I thought it was like 9, and I'm exhausted. I didn't get any sleep, as we know, and then I did the show, which, while not heavily attended, is still just, you know, draining to be there. I'm gonna do my 30 minutes. And then I want to go to sleep. I don't know if I'll be able to. Right now I do. This is what always happens. I'm like, I can fall asleep right now. But I'll do my 30 minutes, edit the video, lay down in bed, and be up. Hopefully I'm wrong. Let's find out! Alright, the deed is done. I really was just gonna do 30 minutes. I think I did like 45 because I wanted to finish this panel, but I didn't. But I did my time. Let's see how far I got. Also, but. Basically, I turned 1, 2, 3, 4, and these 2 little peep heads back here from their super rough gestures into penciled roughs that I could then ink over. I still need a couple background details and a little bit of shading, but otherwise it is, well, it's not done. But it's better than it was. Already have more things to say about A.P.E, more things to say about life in general, but I am tired. I need to edit and go to bed so that tomorrow I am not as tired as I am today. And today, of course, is day number 95. And if today is day 95, well, then you know what that means. Ooh, the blue sky. Running to my car. We've got 5 days left. 5! All right. Ooh, shaky. All right, that's been a while.